Hello and Happy New Year! 2026 is here, and this is the best time to get back on track with our 70-meter Superyacht project. We already went through some of the initial steps of the yacht design process. We developed the rough sketches for 3 options that we will forward develop. During the short holiday, I was more relaxed and spent some time sketching on the second version. As you remember, we decided to move forward with 3 options, from which we will have to choose one of them to develop through the whole design process until the latest stages of the design process. To choose from one of these 3 versions will be a difficult task. I immersed myself into this process and I took the time that usually on a real-world project you don't have. And I developed more sketches and fell in love with these designs. And until now I went into details with the first 2 options, but I also had some ideas for the third option, which is the most radical one. And just as a note, in a real-world situation, you don't have time to develop much. You might need to propose the first concept and the first presentation to a client in 2 weeks, or maybe if you're lucky 3 weeks. And in this time you will have to develop a 1 or 2 options, sketches. If you want to develop a 3D concept or and develop renderings to express and share your vision with the client. Myself, I usually make the rough sketches fast so I can have the vision aligned, choose 1 or 2 versions from those sketches, and then make 1 or 2 beautiful sketches to have and to have to show the process and from where I started, how I got there. And with the beautiful sketches you can encapsulate some of the spirit of the yacht. But I move fast into 3D because more closer to reality. I can understand better the shapes and the proportions, and I like to design projects and concepts that are buildable. In a real-world situation, when the timeline is short, I want to reduce the time of the sketches and focus more on the 3D model, 3D concept model, because this way I can have different views from the boat. I can show decks, show some of the angles and surfaces of the project. And now with the AI, you can enhance more the renderings. During these videos, I lengthen the time required for sketches, and I took my time. I enjoyed the process very much, and this is a luxury most of the real designers don't have, to take their time and just sketch more and think about the concept. You will have to take decisions fast and deliver fast, because clients and shipyards don't like to wait months for a design. They want it fast, and you have to deliver fast. Now let's get back on our project and remember a bit how the second version was thought. Now, looking at the section view that we previously did, we know that the second version features the wheelhouse on the sun deck. It also features an entire owner's deck, which is a great feature to have. The beach club is in the aft on the lower deck and the guest area on the main deck. We have a tender garage in front of the guest area at the bow. At the lower deck, where usually is the guest area, we now have space for a cinema and the gym and spa. We lose some space on the sun deck because in the front, at the bow, we have the wheelhouse. Now the last sketch of the, let's say, rough sketches of this version, we defined the lines of the yacht. We wanted to design something that's fluent, that's organic, have some of the Italian design ethos. Now I took that sketch and developed a new profile view with proportion closer to reality. The profile view for this design, for this sketch, I wanted to be more stylish. I wanted to place a lot more emphasis on story, on feeling, and on aesthetics. Now, the color palette here is composed of three main colors. The navy blue of the hull, which is a color used in yacht design and yacht building. The copper finish, the metallic copper paint finish, it defines the main lines of the yacht. And also we have silver white, metallic silver white on the superstructure. The color palette is inspired by a late sunset, when the sun just vanished below the horizon, and you will have a navy blue sky with different hues of orange, red, and yellow at the horizon. This time of the day is very relaxing. You can enjoy a dinner, or you can observe the stars showing up on the sky. Now this is the inspiration for the silver white on the superstructure, the colors of the stars. I wanted to capture the emotion, the feeling you have when you observe this horizon, and I wanted to bring it into this design. The copper lines follow the main lines of the yacht. You have a long line that comes from the bow and moves down in a gentle wave to the aft. You have another three lines that defines the additional decks. If you look at it, you will see the lines that are at different angles, and some of them converge from different directions. This gives a dynamic feeling to the yacht. It's not a static, it's dynamic. Everything flows and every shape moves around the yacht like a current in the sea. The shape also resembles the classic yacht with a very inclined bow in the front. But also it's unique and modern with the use of glass, floor-to-ceiling windows, and this unique color combination. Moving forward, I developed a few different views from the stern and from the bow. Now, each of these views, I wanted to capture more about this emotion given by the color palette and by the shapes. I wanted to show the spirit of this yacht and its uniqueness. For example, on the view from the aft, you will see that each deck is empty. You don't have pools, you don't have sitting areas, sofas, dining tables, nothing. And the reason for this is that I wanted to keep it clean. I wanted this view, this and also the one from the bow, to focus only on the main dimensions, on the main proportions and flow of the lines. I also like to discover the yacht and make modifications from one view to the other. And this is something I did with the next view. This is a view from up and slightly to the starboard. Now you can see that some of the superstructure and different in the aft than on the previous sketches. For example, on the aft part, you will see that the silver part, the silver white part, will go around and move up on the aft and then move around. It's like a U shape, embracing and covering the aft part of the superstructure. Now on this sketch, on the sketch from above, I finished this side part at the aft. I didn't move them around in the back. Now this is something that I'm exploring. I have to see on which design decision I will move forward with. But I like to have this option, and this is also something that I can discuss with the client and show them different options on the same yacht. This sketch can serve as a foundation for 3 different sketches showing each deck: the main deck, the owner's deck, and the sun deck. And technically, you can do this by drawing in layers. For the start, you have the main lines of the yacht. And then I started from the main deck and moved up. I developed the aft of the main deck with a infinity pool, some beds around the pool. You have also the stairs that access the lower deck, where you have a beach club, which I didn't decide yet if I will keep an enclosed beach club or an open beach club. Open in sense of you can have the beach club open to the stern, to the back of the yacht, and have it closed with a folding platform. And when the platform's opened, you will have the beach club open in 3 parts, to the sides and to the aft, to the stern. An enclosed version will be to have it open only on the side, and at the stern you will have a wall. But this is a decision that I have to take. Now, moving up to again to the main deck, we will have a sitting area in front of the pool, and then we can move up to starboard stairs to the owner's deck, where we will have another sitting area with sofas and the dining table for 12. Now, moving up to the sun deck, we will have a jacuzzi, a sitting area, and another dining table for 12. This is flexible. The client can decide if you want to keep the jacuzzi or have it moved in the front of the owner's suite on the owner's deck, or might keep them both. Some client may want to remove the dining table and place a bar or a barbecue there. It depends on the client. The decks can be very flexible, and using also floating furniture gives a lot of advantage to the usage of the place. You can move the sofas and create a dancing ring. Now, here on top also you will have the observation deck. When I only place a few sitting areas, you can sit here and enjoy the evenings. You can stargaze or enjoy the sunsets that inspired this yacht. Another sketch that I did was a view from the bow. Here, having the owner's suite in the front, you have the option to do different layouts, different sitting areas, maybe include the jacuzzi there, and placing a jacuzzi in front of the owner's suite can be a nice feature. One thing, an important aspect to take into consideration is that the position of the jacuzzi is out of sight from the wheelhouse. So having the wheelhouse on top of the owner's suite, you'll have to decide the view angle of the people from the bridge, from the wheelhouse, to not be able to see the jacuzzi. This will give intimacy to the owner, and is very important. But this is not hard to do. Usually the superstructure that overhangs over the owner's suite creates the cover needed to block the view to the jacuzzi. Now I did the same. I did two options for this bow. I did two sitting areas beside stairs, and another version with a jacuzzi and side access stairs. There are different options, and you will see different possibilities on different yachts, different ideas, even big sitting areas. Now, I wanted to keep the touch and go helipad, which is a feature I know it's quite required on this size of yachts, over 60-70 meter. Now you will have also here on the bulwarks a transparent cut that will be painted in the similar color to the hull. This will be done throughout the yacht. You can see also on the profile view and also on the view from the aft that there are some cuts on the main deck where the main saloon is, on the sun deck, and also where the owner's suite is. And these cuts provide more view to the outside. I also thought about having sliding doors to the sides, to the ports from the owner's suite, that you can access the decks, and also you can open the space to the element. These are some of the main ideas of this version, and I place a lot of emphasis of making the sketches capture the spirit, the inspiration, and trigger a feeling, an emotion. I want people to imagine how will it be to sail on this yacht. Now, to wrap this up, I like the outcome of this version and how the design evolved. A designer have to understand that his design evolves, and it will evolve even further during the 3D concept phase, the GA development, and also each stages of production, engineering. Everyone who will get involved into the process and into the project might affect the exterior design. And as a designer, you have to be present, be involved, and see and direct the modifications that affect the exterior and the design of the yacht. In the end, it's the responsibility of the designer to protect its design, but not in a rigid way, but in a flexible way that will let the product reveal itself. You design a yacht for a client, you design a yacht that is built by a shipyard. There are thousands of people involved in a project like this, and being rigid, it's the key to failure. Design is subjective, very subjective, and yacht design especially. People are formed to their opinion, to their styling. They like some experiences. Yachts are emotion on water. People like to see it, and they enjoy spending time on the water. So design, it's also part of that emotion. And imagine, everyone has an opinion. Some people might not like your design, and some people might like it. A few months ago, I posted on LinkedIn the profile view of this yacht, and it started a debate. Some people liked it, and some people didn't. Some raised technical problems and challenges that might affect the building of this yacht. But this is normal, this is great that a design steers people to think about it, to think about even about challenges, about problems, how to solve them, how to and to keep the yacht as it is. It may not remain like this, or it may take a new shape that is more elegant, more beautiful, and more, and very important, seaworthy, functional, and safe. It's very important that the design is also safe, it's also comfortable, gives easy work for the crew. The routes have to be thought about. So are many aspects of this kind of project that should be took into consideration. But now we are at the fun part, at designing. Now, I personally don't like to limit myself of thinking of every technological aspect. I want just to design and to make something that's beautiful, that's proportionate, and create an emotion. And then on the next stages, we will have the time and to think about how to do some of the challenging parts of this yacht, because every yacht, every new project has challenges. Everything that is unique will be built once and will raise challenges because it was not built before. Actually, this is why you see the rise of the semi-custom yacht, because they have the same platform, mostly the exterior, and then most of the customization is done on the general arrangement level in the interior design. Getting back on this project, I'm very happy with the result. I like the color palette, I like how the line flows, the spaces, the volumes, and the overall aspect of the yacht, how dynamic it is. I'm very, very happy with this result, and it's important for a designer to be happy with the result. The client might not like it, but you as a designer, you know that you give your best and also put a lot of soul into it. So if the client doesn't like it because he likes the first version, for example, it's no problem, because you know this is something that you did with you did your best. It's not like a second option, and every version should be addressed like being the first option. Comment in the section below and share with me your opinion about this video and what we discussed today, and what are your ideas? What are your interests about this subject, about yacht design? Share with me the topics you would like me to cover, and I will look into it. Next, we will do the third version, and for that, don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell to be noticed when it's live. Until next time, let's live the yacht design passion.